Hello and welcome to Winsport. We have got ourselves playoff hockey. It is the first round of the ACAC Men's Hockey Championship in between the SAIT Trojans and the Augustana Vikings. I'm Simon Shaskovsky, joined once again by Reese Tenhove, and we have seen both of these teams create fireworks all season long in their season series, and I'm expecting plenty more as playoffs are about to get underway. This arena is about to light on fire. Reese, what are you expecting with this one?
Well, I'm expecting, first off, a really great game, great start to the playoffs with these two teams battling it out with each other. I think it's going to be really interesting. We've seen the Trojans go on with a lot of aggression and a lot of fire, and I'm really interested to see how that's going to transfer over into the playoffs.
It'll definitely be interesting. We're seeing both teams enter this one with their starting goalies that they've had all season long. Both of these teams are not unfamiliar. Reese, you want to run me through who's starting in between the pipes?
Absolutely. That is going to be Andrew McLean for the Trojans and Daniel Moody for the Vikings. Both of these guys have been starters all season long, so it wasn't quite a surprise to see them starting off the playoffs.
Yeah, definitely not. Neither of them have a super high save percentage, but that's mainly because they both are not unused to facing tons of shots a night, and I'm sure they're both ready for a busy night. We have national anthem and starting lineups coming up in just a little bit. We'll be right back with you after that. All righty, hockey fans, let's get ready to rumble as things are about to get underway here at Winsport. As I mentioned, both these teams not unfamiliar with each other as they faced off 4 times throughout the season. Throughout both of their history, we have seen many playoff series go either way, 2-2 in the last 4. As both of these teams get ready to go, they are going to bring their best. On one side, Andrew McLean, 10-8 on the year, 8.89 save percentage, 4.17 goals against. On the other side of the ice, we've got Daniel Moody, 9-7 on the season, 8.77 save percentage, 3.28 goals against average. As we have got ourselves a heavyweight matchup to get things underway on the first day of the Men's Hockey Championship. Let's get going.
It's going to be an interesting one, and to note as well, McLean is leading the ACAC goalies there for most saves with 598.
And I'm sure the Trojans will be relying on him to do more of that as we get ready to go. Augustana up on the chase early. We'll see them dump it in and try and get their offense going. Trojans not going to let them hold on to it for too long, and there'll be a quick cover just 13 seconds into this one.
Very fast-paced and very quick. Definitely something we're going to be seeing, I'm sure, for the rest of the night.
And Augustana knows what to expect from this Trojans defense. It's very physical, very quick, not afraid to lay a couple hits as well. I'm sure we'll be seeing plenty of them just trying to get the puck in quick so that they can just get anything on McLean. As we'll see the Trojans start to clear. That's Machado with it. He's got Trenum with him. He'll choose to dump it into the opposite corner. Trenum chasing. Picking it up in the corner, that's Tavis Roche. It'll be stolen at mid-ice by one of the Richmond twins. This one carried across the ice here in the defensive zone as Augustana tries to chase back out. They'll clear. That's Roche attacking as he'll put it into the offensive zone. Had 5 assists total. No goals in the season series between these two teams. This one clears. Kirk losing the puck. Able to regain it and carry it back into his own zone. This one's going to get dropped off. Sent back across the ice. He'll carry this one up. Chipped off the boards. Augustana ends up getting that one turned away. And the Trojans get a chance to restart things. Picking it up in his own zone is Corey King, who chips that one inside. Smith on the attack. That's Carrier. Trojans not quite able to keep them out of their own zone. Good save by McLean. Stretching out the pad, making that one look easy.
We can note as well, earlier on, number 9, Brandon Machado is leading the Trojans for most points with 33. Just 1 point behind in second place here for the offensive leaders in the ACAC.
If you follow the Trojans, you know the name Machado, as he has been infamous with this team in the last 2 years, scoring plenty of points and coming up clutch, as I'm sure the Trojans will be expecting him to do more of that as this series continues. This one gets chipped out. Kirk, long shot. That one's tipped inside. Excellent stretching save by McLean to keep that one out. That one goes off the shin pad. It's sit away and ends up going all the way down the ice where Moody will pick it up behind his own goal. Nearly a turnover. Trojans get it up high. Carey, long shot is blocked. And it'll end up being chased back as that's Brady Stange having to go back and grab it. He'll chip that one to Casey. It's stolen. Top cheddar as Augustana gets the scoring underway here.
Man, and what a goal that was as well. Only a couple minutes into this first period. Super fast.
Excellent shot as well. As you could tell, they just caught McLean a little bit off guard going top left. And Augustana quickly grabbing the momentum. We saw things for the first 2 minutes start rather slow for both teams as it went back and forth very quickly. Neither team able to really set up. They weren't quite able to do it on that one as a turnover in the Trojan zone led to quite an ugly goal. We'll see how they respond.
Yeah, Trojans not looking the most happy there, but who could blame them?
This one's chipped in. It'll be Bench who's closest. Trojan ends up on the ground. Doesn't look like we'll see a call from it. This one's chipped right back down. No one there to grab it as that one's going to go all the way down the ice, no icing. Skating back to go get it. That is going to be Mazuzuchi. This one is carried by Augustana as they try and break out. Picking it up outside will be Bench. He'll chip this one inside. Trojans nearly turning it over in their own zone, able to steal it back. This one's chipped in front, near chance for the Trojans. Cox sends it out for Richmond. That one gets tipped back up. Cox will choose to take this one back outside himself. Sent back to Richmond. Finds Machado. Not quite able to find the stick of him though. Augustana stealing it back in their own zone as they'll try and reset things. This one ends up back behind the goal. Chipping it back around. Carrying it outside will end up being Owen Lamb. This one gets chipped high off the glass and into the Trojan zone where it's quickly picked up by Clark. He's going to send a long pass, picked up by Carrier. He's on the rush. He'll go top left, and he will bury it to get the Trojans playoff run underway, as that'll be the first goal of the postseason off an excellent breakaway drive by Ty Carrier.
Very well done, and once again, fast-paced and just being able to get away there. Even though he was pretty much alone right in the Vikings zone, he was still able to pull that one off.
Excellent job as they just didn't. I mean, you can't really do it much better. He was just able to beat that left defenseman on the outside, went opposite corner. Not a lot of goalies can read that very well, and he knew that. As this one will get started back up by Augustana. They'll chip this one around. Plenty of scoring to get us underway here. That'll be Nolan taking it. This one will get chipped out. Chasing it will end up being Caden Smith. This one stopped outside by Nolan. Nolan chipping this one back in. He'll take it himself. He'll use the body back outside. It'll be Sidaway not quite able to get a grip of that one. This one ends up back in the opposite corner. Sidaway chasing. Big hit as they'll try and hold him there. Sidaway able to push the puck out. Trojans chasing. This one will get picked up by Kirk as he tries to break it out of his own zone. Picked back up by the Trojans as they try and break it back in. Smith chipping it in for Sidaway. This one ends up getting shot by Moody. Kirk not too happy with his leg right now. Might have had to block a shot there that I missed. This one ends up in the corner. Richmond sending it around. He'll get it right back. He'll try and hold it. Plenty of pressure being applied by Leslie. This one ends up high. A chip pass to Nolan. He ends up letting that one go. King picks it up. They'll end up chipping it outside. Sidaway picks it up, but won't do much with it as the body was quickly laid. Little bit of contact afterwards, but both teams quickly separate.
And we are already seeing quite a bit of that. Just little bits, little hits and snaps just every so often.
Brett Trenum in the face-off circle here. Opposite him was Conrad Phillips. Looks like both Huber and Leslie pushing and shoving a little bit. Leslie's not a small guy as he looks quite a bit bigger than Huber. Huber's definitely not scared.
Well, and it looks like they were continuing to just push each other around a little bit there, and I think that might be setting the tone for the rest of the night.
Trenum on the attack here. He tries to go right, fakes left, goes top corner. Excellent glove save there as Moody was not fooled. This one will get held in the corner. Huber back to Stange. Long shot ends up outside. They go top corner as Captain Trenum breaks the tie. It is 2-1.
Well, and 5 minutes in as well, we did see Moody just get a little bit disorientated with the puck that first shot in, and I think that's what continued to happen. Just things happen so fast.
Just 4 minutes and 49 seconds gone. Your score is 2-1 already. Both teams, plenty of scoring. As we'll see Cox in the face-off circle. Opposite him is none other than Jacob Bench. Richmond. He'll choose to carry this one up himself, sending it the long way. No one home. Clark tries to pick it up. Not quite able to chip it by. Mazucci. Stange picks it up. That's Skolmoski with it. He'll turn back. Doesn't like what he sees. Sees Richmond. Has Clark deep in the offensive zone. Decides not to take it. This one's just going to get chipped in. Hit right by the camera there. As we'll see this one end up in the offensive zone. Picking it up is Bench. He's got speed on the outside. Only one man to beat. Not quite able to. Chips it back behind. Georgette picks it up. This one gets chipped up. Mazucci tries to clear. Kosh quick to grab it. It'll be McLean quickly going behind his own goal to slow this one down. It'll be sent over for Richmond. Richmond sending it far. It'll be picked up by Clark. Clark handed it off to Carrier. He already has one in this one. This one's held up inside the blue line. Not quite able to keep it in, though, is the Trojans. As we'll see Augustana on an odd man rush. McLean saw all of that one, though, getting in front of it. And we've seen things quickly flip here. Augustana got an early advantage in shots. Trojans doing an excellent job turning the tides a little bit here as things have evened up. 5-4 are your shots. So we're at the 14-minute mark of this one. In the face-off circle, Sidaway opposite him. We are seeing Stollery. This one gets chipped into the offensive zone. Lamb's there to pick it up. He'll send it around. On the other side, Mann's not quite able to hold on to it. This one ends up getting sent into the neutral zone where Kirk goes D-to-D. Back to Kirk. Kirk goes to the opposite side. Could have been a bad call there if that one went into the bench. McLean stopping it behind his own goal. That one gets chipped off the boards. Corey King. He'll carry it up. He'll hand this one off to Carrier. Carrier sending it inside and, ooh, just barely offside. Another near chance for Sidaway as we've seen him try and get a couple chances on goal early.
Oh, a little bit of a hit over there. Ref's not a fan. Looks like they're talking to, I didn't quite get a good look at who that was.
Sidaway, not the kind of man you want to mess around with. So we'll see how he responds as the game goes on.
Yeah, looks like they were just let off with a little bit of a warning there.
Trenum, not quite able to win that one. Augustana tries to start a rush of their own. They'll chip this one inside. Good Johnson turns back with it. Chips this one inside, no one home. Tries to find Trenum on the outside. That one's stolen. Smith, he has the breakaway. Will he score? And he will as the Trojans extend the lead 3-1.
Man, and what another breakaway right there. I cannot imagine the high that the Trojans are currently running on.
Oh, I think I can. Everybody on that bench is happy as could be. As you can just see McLean coming out to celebrate with his boys. Things are looking good so far for the Trojans early in this one.
Who, Caden Smith? That was his first goal of the season as well, let alone a playoff goal.
Heck of a time to do it. It's Clark in the face-off circle opposite him. We are going to see Conrad Phillips. Clark wins it. He'll try and jump up on the rush. Gets by the first D-man. Second one picks it up and turns away from him. As this one gets chipped on by Stange and picked up by Casey. Casey sending it far for Clark. Clark picking it up. He has Huber with him. 2-on-1 chance. Moody getting them back for the last goal that was scored. Excellent glove save there, just waving it at him.
Seeing a little bit of a switch up here, just trying to get some fresh feet on ice.
Definitely important in playoff games like this. When things can be as physical as this one, I'm sure it will turn into, you do not want to be the more tired team out there. Sit away. It'll be Bench who gets tossed out here. Coming in to take it will end up being, that's Georgette. Sit away and Georgette jousting a little bit here. Sit away decides to knock him over as they'll fight back and forth. This one's quickly covered up. Georgette, a much smaller man than Sidaway out there, but showing no fear as a cross check by Sidaway causes the refs to intervene. Doesn't look like we'll see a call. No surprise there. Most referees around playoff time usually live by the rule, let them play.
Although it does look like they're going to be testing that one.
This one will get chipped back in. Sidaway back behind the goal to pick it up. He's able to get it. He'll send this one back around. Mazucci not quite able to get to it. Richmond will chase. He'll be able to keep it in the zone. Sidaway picking it up. He'll rush in. Nice shot. Blocker save by Moody. Causes this one to go all the way down the ice. Feels very odd to say that we are only 8 minutes into this one with 4 goals.
Quite a heck of an 8 minutes here as well.
Coming down the other side will be Trenum, getting ready to take a face-off here. Opposing him will once again be Jacob Bench. And I'm sure that's a matchup we'll see all night long. This one's going to try and get shipped out. Bad bounce results in it not quite making it there. Trojans try and hold the zone. Looks like so far they will. Got a couple people in the board battle here. This one's picked up on the rush. That's Georgette. Does he have the angle? Tries a back pass. Wasn't quite ready for it as that one just skips over the stick of Ripley. Trojans on a chance now. Long shot by King goes wide. This one ends up on the boards. They'll try and hold it there. That one's chipped down the middle. Lamb on the attack. Lamb cutting back outside. Long shot goes wide. So McLean doesn't even have to touch that one. This one ends up going around. There to pick it up will quickly be Reese Richmond, as it'll be held on the boards by Machado. It'll be picked up as they go D to D. King picks it, sends it right back. Richmond sending it down the middle. That one goes off a skate and all the way down, where Augustana will have to try and clear. Nolan trying to hold the zone. He'll get knocked down as they just hold it in the corner. Nolan decides to send it all the way around. No one quite there to retrieve it. Nearly getting the steal. Staines tripping up, trying to keep it inside. He goes D to D. Casey picking it up now. Goes back to Staines. Staines goes all the way across to Clark, who's not quite able to pick it up. This one will get held along the boards. Casey gets the steal, hands that one off to Clark. He'll send it long for Mazucci, or that's Nolan, sorry. That one getting sent all the way down. No icing is the call. Casey will chip it. This one skips right on by. Smith wasn't quite able to stop it. This one chipped back out. Roche, long shot goes wide, bounces back out. McLean does an excellent job to chip it wide. Big hit in the corner by Staines, and we are going to see our first penalty of this one. Looks like it will be assessed on Brady Staines. We'll see what the call ends up being here. It's going to be a hooking, it looks like. And that will send a Trojan to the box. And the Trojans have had a lot of strengths this season. One of them has not been penalty kill, as they are 7th in the ACAC at 64%. But on the other side of things, Augustana also 7th in power play. Not necessarily the best matchup for either squads. We'll see which decides to win it here.
Well, we do know the Trojans are notorious for finding their way back into the box time and time again. So unfortunately, it was just a matter of time here.
This one gets stopped in the middle. Chipped all the way down the ice, and the Trojans will clear it to get things started. Leslie goes back to pick it up. And they'll send it right on back. Stollery, he'll rush in with it. Back outside to Leslie. Leslie sending it across. Long shot, passing it inside for Bench, who shoots it wide. This one gets chipped right on by. Back outside to Stollery. Stollery walking the line, back to Stollery. Has Leslie on the opposite side, doesn't take him. Back across to Leslie. Long shot. That one ends up going wide, and it looks like a forward ran right into the Trojans' net. That was none other than Javen Leslie.
Yeah, not quite what you want right now. That is for pucks, not people, in my experience.
It's definitely good advice. We are now 10 minutes into this one. Minute 9 left on the power play for Augustana. Some good chances so far. A couple have gone wide. It's all just about testing McLean out a little bit here. He's only faced 5 shots through this one. In the face-off circle will be Zach Huber. He won't quite be able to win it, but this one gets out of the zone nonetheless as it just skips over the stick of Tavis Hosch. This one, it's walked in. Roche has it. Able to take the hit from Richmond. That's good. Jansen in the corner. Back outside to Kirk. Long shot. Oh, it ends up outside. Toe save. Somehow it's still out as McLean somehow able to keep that one out of the net. Excellent job there by him.
Well,
Big hit.
Hope he stretched before that because that one looked like it really hurt.
This one will get chipped right back inside. McLean outside to try and clear it. Huber just having a hug with Roche in the neutral zone. This one's going to end up just sailing right on by.
Refs coming in between a couple people, Huber and I think that was Roche again. Doesn't look like they're very close friends, I'll tell you that much.
Trenham in the face-off circle here. Opposite him will be Tanner Mans. 20 seconds left on the power play for Augustana. Maybe 1 or 2 more chances left. They take a long shot. McLean able to follow it, but it bounces wide. This one, they'll send back up to the defenseman. Has a couple options. Decides to take Stollery. That one hops high. Sent back outside for Stollery. Time ticking on the power play. Back across. He'll walk it in. Decides against the shot. Takes it anyway. This one ends up in front. Where's the puck here? It ends up outside. McLean doing another job to scramble in front of it and keep that puck out of his net. "12 minutes gone so far in this one. 3-1 is your score. Our shots are tied right now at 8-8. As we'll see Machado in the face-off circle. Opposite him is Bench. This will be the first we'll see of him. Won't last too long, though, as he'll get waved out. Clark will be forced in.
Man, and what a game this has been so far. It's crazy to say this is the longest stretch we've gone without seeing a goal.
Don't jinx it. As this one gets stopped in the neutral zone, Carrier picking it up. Sent over to Clark. Clark. He'll take the long pass over to Machado, who able to hold on to it. Tries to find Carrier. Gets the shot off. That one goes off the stick of Moody and right out of bounds. 7:52 remains on the clock here. Trojans just 1 shot away from entering double digits. They'll keep their same unit out there to see what they can do. In the face-off circle now, Ty Carrier. Carrier, not quite able to win this one, ends up in the opposite corner. Quickly goes out of bounds. They'll call a tip here. We could have seen a penalty. We won't see one here, as they'll say it went off a Trojan stick and out of bounds. Not much time will end up ticking off because of that. Trentham once again back in. Oh, no, that's Carrier, sorry. Stange will go back to pick it up. Chasing him will be Mans. As Stange playing the puck without a glove on his stick. Going across to Kirk. Kirk tries to send it along the boards. No one there to collect it. That results in a scramble. Sent back for Stange. Stange trying to reach that one out to Clark. He's not quite able to get there. Walking with it here will be Leslie. Leslie chasing in, able to force his way in, but not for too long as Casey will clear it. Big hit along the boards there. Doesn't result in much. As Smith will chase, this one goes back. Augustana being pressured. They'll chip this one back up to the middle of the ice, where it'll be quickly sent right back down. Back to pick it up will be Stange. Bit of miscommunication between the 2D. Stange sending back around. Casey won't be the one to receive it. And this one ends up with Nolan. Nolan sent back over where Roche will jump for it. Won't quite be able to get high enough as Moody will just leave that one right there for Braden Koch. This one gets chipped in. Richmond will go back to take it. Ooh, an Augustana player goes for the hit. Lands against the boards real hard. Hopefully he's all right. Slow to get up, but once he's up, he'll get going quick. This one gets chipped by. Carrier over to Nolan. Nolan, long shot from the red line. Moody was at the ready, though. That one gets chipped on by. As King up at the blue line decides not to take it. That one's chipped in front. Moody doesn't know where it is, but that one ends up out nonetheless. It'll be King going back to pick it up. Richmond will turn back. This one's chipped up, turned over, Mans not quite able to put it on goal as that one gets chipped on wide by a returning Trojans defender. Leslie will go to try and pick it up now. Sent back out for Stollery. Richmond stopping with it. It looks like we'll be seeing our second penalty of the game. This time, it will end up being Zach Cox for the Trojans as they'll go to the penalty kill once again. Last time we saw the Trojans on the penalty kill, not much happened as the Augustana did a good job pressuring, forcing McLean to make some excellent saves. We'll have to see if they can maybe get a bit farther this time.
Well, and Cox doesn't spend a whole lot of time in the box either. He's definitely on the lower end there with the Trojans, so interesting he ended up now.
Huber wins the face-off against Bench, sending this one around for Stange. Stange, long shot as that one goes all the way down the ice. Back there to grab it will be Moody. Moody handing that one right off. Augustana gets things underway. Potentially an odd man advantage. We've got a hand in the air for the refs. Bench on the attack. McLean batting that one out of the air. Excellent save there. A little bit maybe his Mika Kiprusoff impression.
Looks like there was a bit of a hard fall there, and they're going to go an S4 number 24, Keegan Casey, to the box. Not looking good for the Trojans right now.
One of their better defenders, too. Casey is one of the players that they would definitely want out there for the penalty kill. We'll have to go without him for the next 2 minutes. McLean has had to make some of the best saves of the game so far, as I will say that stick save impressed me plenty. Stollery back across. They'll send it into the corner, making their way around. Bench sending that one back. Back up high. Not quite high. Back around. Trojans get the steal and chip this one right on down to get the first clear of their 5-on-3. 1:15 left on the first penalty. Taking this one in will be Stollery. He'll break the blue and send it back over. He'll walk in with it. Decides against the shot. Putting it into the corner. Back up high. Back to the corner. As that one's a long shot. McLean in front of it. Doesn't know where it is. Ooh, gets a little lucky, though, as they weren't quite able to get it off. Stollery back to the corner. Bench. Stollery. Top cheddar. As that one ends up going in. Trojans' lead is now down to only one goal after an excellent shot by Stollery. I believe goes off a Trojan, which ends up with a puck going top right on McLean, and that is the only spot that's beat him all night long.
I think a good telling of how this game is, we're not seeing a lot of time spent in this neutral zone here. Every time the puck goes in, it seems to go straight out the other end.
That's a very good point, Reese, as both teams doing an excellent job to keep the pressure high. It's going to be a cardio game, that's for sure. This one will get sent in by Roche. Ends up on the opposite side, picked up by Phillips. Phillips sending it around, chipped wide. Long shot, sending that one all the way down as Skolmoski gets this one clear. With that goal as well, we saw the Trojans 5-on-3 penalty kill end. Now they've only got one man in the box. Picked up by Stage. That one's chipped all the way down. Moody will get down to block it and put it into the corner. Just 40 seconds remain on the power play for Augustana. They'll send this one long, as it was, I believe, that is Jordan Mish trying to catch the Trojans off guard. Mish will skate across here. They decide against passing it off to him. That one ends up high, not quite in the netting though. This one sent around. Picking it up in the corner is Mans. He'll hold on to it too, putting it back outside for Kirk. Kirk goes D to D, long slap shot. Ends up just a touch wide.
10 seconds left in Vikings power play.
Kirk trying to use his body to block it, not quite able to there. Roche will end up holding this one, walking it around. Long shot, excellent pad save there. It's a bit of pushing and shoving afterwards, Ed, as well as Casey did not spend much time out of the box, but still was able to get involved in the conflict at center ice for a second there.
11-11 with shots on goal. We're seeing it very even, all things considered.
Bench in the face-off circle here. Clark opposite him. This one gets sent wide, stopped in front. In the corner, King is there to pick it up, where it's grabbed by Smith. Smith getting it outside for Nolan. He'll end up going down, ref's hand in the air, and we will be seeing the Trojans get their first power play of this one as the ACAC's best power play gets ready to get going. 29% of their chances result in a goal, and the Trojans will send out their best unit here to see if they can increase that average. In the face-off circle, Brandon Machado. Opposite him, none other than Owen Lamb. Or, sorry, that is Mans in the face-off circle. That gets shipped back up high. King, Machado, long shot. That one ends up wide. Machado taking it to the corner. Keeps holding on to it, long chipped pass. Just bounces a little bit odd, though, as Clark wasn't quite able to hold on to it. Carrier, sending it over from Machado as the Trojans get on the jump. This one ends up in the corner. Augustana trying to hold it there. The Vikings not quite able to get possession. Long shot by Machado, bounces out. No one there for the rebound. This one goes all the way down the ice. And that will do it for the Trojans' first chance at it. It'll be Corey King picking it up, sending it over for Carrier. Carrier will jump up with it. He's got a couple Trojans with him. Taking it to the corner, decides to turn back. They'll send this one to Clark. Finds Machado on the opposite side. Not too well, though. Machado sending it around. This one ends up outside for Trenum. Goes top shelf with the backhand. Wasn't quite able to pick the right spot, though. This one goes all the way down. Stopped by King. King handing this one off to Clark. Clark rushes in with it. He's got a couple people with him. Goes top shelf with the backhand. Not quite able to pull it off. Another long shot by Clark. This one bounces wide. They'll go into the corner to try and retrieve it. This one will end up going all the way down the ice as minute 20 is now gone.
Yeah, 30 seconds remaining here in the Trojans power play.
It'll be Huber taking it. Back across to Nolan. Walking in with it will once again be Reese Richmond. Richmond back over for Cox. Tries to find Huber on the opposite side. Doesn't quite get through the traffic. As now we've just got a minute remaining here in the first period.
Power play for the Trojans is over as well.
As Huber does a good job to avoid the hit. This one ends up in the corner. Picked up by Stange. Stange decides to dump this one in and send the forwards chasing. Moody stops it behind his own goal. They'll stop with it. Dancer with it behind his own goal will be Kosh. Kosh will choose to rush up with it. He'll chip this one in. Augustana trying to get one last second rush. A huge hit in the corner as Stange levels and I truly do mean level, the forward in the corner there, as that results in plenty of conversation surrounding him.
Yeah, a little slow to get up as well. Although making his way to his feet.
In the corner, that was Jake Gudjonsson. That'll send Stange to into the box. Just 25 seconds remain in the period here. This will be the Trojans' third penalty. Meaning at center here will be Trentum, as well as Tavis Roche. And it looks like Stange might be getting ejected here. And if he is, it's more than likely for head contact. Not a good thing for the Trojans, as that will send one of their best defensemen out of the game as he hits the tunnel. Only 25 seconds remain in the period. It'll be interesting to see what is the result of this and whether Stange might end up missing time as a result in the next upcoming games. Going into the box to serve the power play will be Zach Cox. We've already seen him once there before.
Well, a lot of chit-chat here, just trying to figure out, I bet, how they're going to spend this last 25 seconds.
I think it's just about trying to get as much momentum here. If Augustana can somehow get in the Trojans zone here and bury one, they have plenty of momentum going into the second. For the Trojans, it's just about survival, as you just want to enter the second period. I mean, with your lead still intact. Let's see what they can do. As we wait for the ref to drop the puck
Bit of hesitation
and get us
here.
underway. It'll go D to D. Stollery will walk this in. That'll get chipped on by. Long shot gets blocked. Ooh, plenty of action in the corner here. And we'll be seeing another penalty, as this one is going to be cross-checking. Head into the box to serve it will be Javen Leslie. And things have very quickly heated up here at Winsport in the last couple seconds of this period. Leslie not too happy about the call.
I mean, we can't note, unlike last time, everybody dispersed pretty quickly. Probably not wanting to be found responsible for that one.
And I think that mainly is because of the fact that the referees are starting to call a lot of those physical plays, and nobody wants to be the one to take the next one.
Absolutely. We saw them let quite a few slide, I would say, in the first little bit of this period. Now they're saying their foot down.
Richmond turns back with it. Cross to Machado. Inside for Clark. Hard angle shot, no good. This one ends on the opposite side. Bench trying to pick it up, not quite able to pick up speed. All the way on the other side of the ice is McLean, who's forced to make a long save. That he makes easily, and that will do it for the first period here at Winsport. Quite a lot of action in this one. 3-2 is your score on the shot totals. Currently the Trojans have 14, Augustana with 12. Reese, what do you think of that period?
Man, fast-paced and physical. Exactly what kind of I was expecting here. And it's going to be interesting to see how they go into the second period, if they're going to be cleaning up their act just a little bit, or if you're going to see the exact same thing.
Knowing these Trojans, I don't know if I'd expect them to clean it up, but we'll see what happens. 15 minutes away from the second period. We will be right back with you for more of that. Hello and welcome back to the ACAC Men's Hockey Championship here at Winsport. We have ourselves a game between the SAIT Trojans and the Augustana Vikings. I'm Simon Chaskovsky, still joined by Reese Tenhoven.
Still here.
And we had quite the first period with 5 total goals across both teams, and a lot of them, I believe all of them, happened in the first 10 minutes as well. Reese, what do you like about that period?
Man, I mean, right off the bat, the goals. We saw a lot of just straight going through that neutral zone and going straight for the net, and so far it's worked in both of those teams' favors of just trying to get those breakaways. I think that was the big standout I mean, and then ending the second half of that first period, we saw a lot more physicality getting caught up by the refs, which is exactly why we're starting off with 2 penalties here, 1 on each side. So it'll be an interesting one.
Knowing both of these teams, I don't expect them to cool down. So I think it'll be very, very interesting to see what happens here in the second period. As both defenses, both coaches weren't too happy with those periods. Obviously, when you score a bunch of goals, everybody likes to celebrate. But when you get scored on a bunch, nobody's happy. And both of those coaches probably made sure to tell their defenses to step it up here. Let's see if it works as we get underway. Trenum will end up not quite able to win this faceoff. Gets the last touch, sending it into the Augustana zone, where they'll get things underway. Good Johnson picking this one up. Good to see he's doing all right after that heavy hit in the corner to end the first period. This one ends up back high after careening off the post. This one's blocked into the corner, picked up by King and sent around. Richmond breaking it out, handing this one off to Carrier. He's got speed. Decides to take the shot, bouncing it inside. This one ends up jumping all over the place. It'll get kept inside by King. He'll decide to walk in with it. He'll hold on to it. King, long shot, excellent save by Moody. This one gets held in the corner. Trenum chasing. As we're going to see Augustana try and start things back up as both teams try and get a change in. Holding it behind the goal is Leighton Smith. He'll chip this one around. Smith, that one's blocked. Ends up getting to the destination anyway. This one gets chipped into the offensive zone. Back behind to take it is Casey. Picking it up himself will be Clark, who chips this one around the boards for the Trojans.
We can note as well, in about 20 seconds here, the Trojans are going to be out on a 10-second power play. Or, yes, the Trojans will be on that 10-second power play. But yeah, not for long. We'll see if they can do anything with it here.
Roche back to pick it up. This one gets chipped up, gets stopped by the ref skate there, and chipped back into the Augustana zone. As we'll see the first penalty end here. 13-second power play, as you mentioned, Reese. This one's going to get held in the zone. Augustana jumping up on the rush. Clearly not scared of the extra man that the Trojans currently have, and we'll see Leslie exit the box. Long slap shot. McLean flashing the leather, making that one look real pretty.
Well, the real question is, how long are they going to go before somebody else visits that penalty box?
And the fact that you're already asking that question 10 seconds after we had a visitor is pretty telling to how that first period went.
I believe so.
Personally, I like to be an optimist and think we're going to get a little bit of a break, but I guess we'll see. Sit away in the face-off circle here. Opposite him is none other than Tanner Mans.
Just getting ready to go and wind up here. Not
Mans
seeing as many snarky comments, it looks like, between the two teams. We'll see how long that lasts for.
This one ends up behind the board. Sitaway lays the body. They'll walk around with it, being held there. Getting sent around once more. Sitaway trying to hold the zone. This one gets chipped out. Long shot gets blocked. Back in the corner. There'll be a cross check. No hand in the air. It'll get held there for a moment as they send this one around. Back up high, long shot, goes wide. Better stop from going out is Tanner Mans. He'll get pinned back in the Trojans' corner as Augustana has held it for a while. Bounce back outside. A sprawling McLean dives for it. Not even sure if the puck hit him, though. Kane trying to hold on to it. This one ends up being cleared as Torrey King sends it out. As the Trojans get the steal, Kane handing this one off for Huber. Huber gets over the red and just sends it right down. 3 minutes gone so far in this one. Couple scoring chances, no scores.
I mean, by this point in the first period, I think we were at, what, 3 goals, 2 goals?
This one's back in the corner now. They'll chip this one on by. Smith setting this one to the opposite corner where McLean will have to go behind his net to stop it for his defenseman. Back there to pick it up. As they'll try and hold it there. They'll try and get the breakout going. Chipped by Phillips all the way down, and that'll be an icing. And that'll force Augustana to keep a couple tired legs out there.
Not exactly what you want right now, especially with how fast-paced everything's been going. I know I keep on saying it, but this is a quick game, Simon.
And very quick, as both teams have done an excellent job keeping the pressure high. You got to wonder if people will start to play a little bit more tired in the third period. I'm sure both coaches are hoping they won't be their squad. This one will be Mazuzuchi sending it in on goal, but Moody does an excellent job to leave the crease and cover that one right up. 16-13 remains on the clock here. 3-2 is your score. Trojans lead by just a touch in the shot category, 18-16. In the face-off circle will be Zach Cox. Opposite him will be Phillips. Cox forced out of the face-off circle. Going in to take it will be Clark. Clark gets ready to go. He'll be able to win this one into the offensive zone. Mazuzuchi chasing. It'll get sent back around. Held there by Augustana. They'll try and start the breakout. Off the leg of Hamley and all the way down. This one will get chipped in by Cox. Augustana picking it back up. Sending it to the blue line. Trying sending it down the middle. Stolen by Mazuzuchi. Not quite able to enter though, as a couple players offside for the Trojans. They'll send this one long. Hamley picks it up. Chipped inside. Chasing will be King. He picks it behind his own goal. He'll cut towards the middle with it. This one's chipped up. Cox on the attack. Long shot. Bounce in front. Mazuzuchi not quite able to bury it. Casey walking in with it. Likes the angle. Setting it back outside. Not able to find Clark. Chasing it up will be Hamley. Leading scorer for Augustana. Long shot off the pad. McLean sprawls and makes an excellent save. As this one ends up going all the way down, Machado chasing. This one's behind the goal for Moody. Chipped back up front. Chipped high. Stolen by Machado, who will walk with it. Sending this one to his defenseman. Richmond. Sending it over to Skolmoski. Sending it back for Richmond. Richmond across to Machado. Machado chooses to just dump it inside. Chipped in front. Carrier tries to put it over the shoulder, not quite able to clear. Back up to Skolmoski. Long pass into the offensive zone. Carrier laying the body. And Augustana finally clearing. Ripley jumping up on the attack and clearing it into the opposite corner. He'll get held there. Chipped back in front. Picked up by Kane, who tries to put it into the opposite corner, not quite able to. Carrier chasing as that shot goes wide. Taken by Leslie up high. Long shot. Ends up going a little bit wide. McLean not quite needing to touch that one. Sending it outside. And slapped on down as the Trojans try and get a couple players off the ice. Skolmoski trying to clear. This one's chipped in by Augustana. Maybe a chance on the rush. Chipped in front. McLean leaving the net to make another excellent save. Outside to Leslie. Second chance. High save. That puck gets turned awry once again. Augustana not turning away though as they keep rushing. Another excellent save. McLean gets the better as that was back to back to back excellent saves by Andrew McLean.
I mean, the Trojans do have to watch out as well with the Vikings on their 3-game win streak and the Trojans on quite the opposite, a 3-game lose streak. It is really fighting here to see if that record is going to be streak is going to be broken this game. By the looks of things, I mean, with the Trojans ahead by 1 point, you never know. Real close, but not letting their guard down is a big thing here.
Trentum in the face-off circle. Opposite him, Johnson. Looks like they'll be forcing someone out. It'll be Johnson. Heading in to take it will end up being Mish. He'll win the face-off. He'll be sent into the Trojan zone and around by Richmond. Picked up quickly by Smith, who chips it back around. Richmond there to pick it up. Back over for Casey. Casey walking with it over to, that'll be Smith with it. He'll try and chip this one on by. Picking it up is Captain Trenum. Trenum puts it through the legs of the defenseman, and he plays the body, doing an excellent job at it. This one ends up inside. Trenum there to pick it up in the corner, sending it around. He'll send it up high. Richmond across to Casey, walking in with it. That one gets chipped just narrowly off a shin pad, as Richmond will have to go back to recover it. They'll send this one long. Trenum's there to pick it up. He'll choose to just dump this one right in and get a defensive change for the Trojans. Big hit in the corner. Trenum able to recover. Sending it back up to Casey. Casey across to Reese Richmond. Back down off the pad. No one there to bury the rebound.
A little bit of physicality there on the edge.
And that was Trenum, not too happy as well. I think he was saying that he was being held. Won't get a call on him. As coach sending this one around, blocked down in the corner. They'll get held there for a moment. Nolan picking it up, jumping up on the rush with it, sending it up high, all the way down to Kane. Kane losing the puck. It'll go cross ice. That one's centered. Augustana on the rush. Phillips on the outside. Excellent toe save by McLean, sending that one into the corner. Smith centering this one. Back across. It'll be picked up in the neutral zone by Augustana. 8 minutes now gone in the second period. They'll send it around. That's Coach. Coach sending it all the way down the ice for bench, where it ends up landing just behind the goal of McLean, who sends it to the opposite boards. Picking it up there will be Richmond, sending it all the way down for Clark. Clark not quite able to get a grip of it. And with that, Moody will end up covering this one right up. 11:41 remains on the clock here. Thought we might get a little bit of conversation in front of the net after it looked like Clark might have made a little bit of contact with the goalkeeper, but didn't quite end up seeing any of it. Both teams very, very keen to the fact that both of these all of these referees are not afraid to make a couple calls, even though it is playoffs.
Absolutely, we saw that. Looked like they were holding off just a little bit in that first half of the first period, but now they are not going to be doing that as much.
This one's in the opposite corner. Picking it up here. Up on the attack is Leslie. Handing this one off. They'll jump up. Trying to break it in on McLean. Doesn't quite get there. Walking around with it is the captain. Sending it back up high. This one will chip on by him. Beating him will be Mazuzuchi. It's a 2-on-1. Not quite able to get enough strength on it, as that one ends up not quite able to find Cox. Picking it up is Kirk. Kirk up on the attack, chips this one on by. Mazuzuchi going back to recover it. It'll be Skolmoski who gets it. That one, long shot by Bench. It's blocked by Sidaway. Stolen off of his stick, tries to go top corner. McLean gets the better. Skolmoski decides to clear this one. Bounces over the stick, they'll say, all the way down, and Trojans won't quite be able to go off for a change quite yet. 10:45 remains on the clock here. 3-2 is still your score. 21 shots on goal for the Vikings, 21 for the Trojans. Very even here in the second period. Tanner Sidaway. Across from him, Jacob Bench. Both players getting ready to go. This one will get one, tied up by Sidaway. As they decide to just send this one into the opposing corner. He'll end up getting pinned down by Ryder Richmond. Richmond trying to get the clear, able to get by the block, but not much further. Skolmoski chips this one off the glass and down. Smith is there to pick it up. Ooh, heavy hit laid there by Zach Cox, as Sidaway levels one of the Augustana forwards there, as Ben Stollery will be feeling that one. As this one gets picked up by Trenum in the neutral zone, up on the attack, handing this one off to Carrier. Carrier rushing in, he'll bury it! Beautiful toe drag as the Trojans go up by 2 with exactly 10 minutes remaining here on the clock, as that is our first goal of the second period. And Carrier second, I believe.
Yes, second goal here for Carrier. It almost looks like he caught everybody off guard just a little bit, especially with that physicality coming in seconds before the goal.
Trentham and Gudjonsson in the face-off circle here. He'll force both Machado and Ford back before dropping this puck. This one will get tipped up down and ends up all the way down the ice for an icing. Won't have too much of effect. This one will force us back into Augustana's zone right in front of Moody's post. It looks like Machado will be moving into the face-off circle to take it. Opposite him, Gudjonsson. Trentham moves out to the left wing. We'll see what the top Trojans unit can do. Machado not quite able to win this one. They'll end up sending this one all the way down the ice, right by the posts of McLean, and that'll be another icing.
Yeah, not exactly what the Vikings want right now, being down 2 goals. Once again, tired legs make it a little difficult to score on net.
There to try to stop it is Casey. He's not quite able to find the puck. Hands in the air now. We'll see who it ends up being on here, as play will be stopped. Not quite too sure who they're taking. It looks like it'll be a Trojan, as that'll be our first penalty taken in the second period. Going off to serve for it will be Casey, his second of the game. This one will end up being holding, it looks like, as it was called right on the blue line on that play we saw just a few moments earlier. The Trojans ahead by 2 goals. Not really wanting to let one go, though, on the penalty kill here, as I'm sure they'll be doing their best to try and prevent one. Sending this one into the opposite corner. They'll try and send it around. Ends up at the D. Leslie there to pick it up. He'll walk in with it. Decides to send it back. Back to grab it to Stollery. Across the way, back to Stollery. Long slap shot. Doesn't quite get there. Back into the corner. Back to Stollery. Back to the opposite side. Leslie putting that one in on goal. That one goes off the pad. So they send this one around. Ends up just barely staying inside. Back across. Stollery walking with it. Cross ice. Ooh, Leslie just not quite able to keep it on his stick, as just 30 seconds are gone in the power play. Stollery trying to hold his own, not quite able to. Rushing up for it is Kane. He'll get pushed off the puck. That's Hamley there to grab it. He'll hold the zone, sending it all the way across for Leslie, who's not quite able to find him. Big hit along the boards, as this one gets sent all the way down the ice, and that'll waste down the first minutes of the Vikings power play. Back behind the net to hold on to it here. Vikings rush up with it. Sending it back. Gudjonsson there to carry it in. He'll turn with it. Sit away on the chase. He hands this one right off. Mish. Back to Gudjonsson. Gudjonsson stops with it. Skolmoski's quicker and sends that one into the opposite corner. They'll send it across for Kirk, who holds it. Back across. Roche over to the corner. Back to Roche. Back to Kirk, who will take the shot. That one gets tipped high, not quite over the netting, as they'll continue to try and rotate things here. Turning back with it, going cross ice for Kirk. Finds traffic instead. 10 seconds remain on the penalty here. This one gets sent over for Roche, and that'll just do it for the remaining parts of this power play. Sidaway ends up tumbling over in the corner as Roche jumps up on the attack. Casey will re-enter the play, and that'll do it for our power play. Sending it up to the top is Kirk. Back over to Gudjonsson. Long shot, doesn't find McLean. This one's sent around. Gudjonsson back to recover it. He'll turn with it. Sending it all the way around the ice here. Centering this one. That one goes wide. Casey's there to pick it up. And Skolmoski asking for the puck, won't get it. As the Vikings send it all the way down. Richmond goes D to D, finding his brother. Back to Reese Richmond. This one's chipped in by Nolan. Back to try and recover this one. Will end up being Ben Stollery. He sends this one around, handing it off for the captain. Sending it up to Smassel. Shot inside as McLean covers this one right up. And it looks like a stick might have chipped McLean. And Trojans defense not too happy about it. A lot of pushing and shoving on that one. Doesn't look like I see a hand in the air. I don't think we'll see a call on it, but
I don't think so. It does look like they might just be getting away with a little bit of a warning here.
and I think McLean's giving him a warning too, as he was not too happy to get a stick there. There's a bit of chatter between both number 12 for Augustana and the goaltender for the Trojans. It looks like we'll see Augustana switch out who they have out there a little bit, keeping out their captain Lamb. Mans entering to take the face-off here. Opposite him will be Brett Trenum. This one will get stopped before it even gets started as they force out the centerman. Trentum will get moved out. Machado in to take the face-off. As Mans and Machado joust. It'll be Machado who wins this one. Sending it all the way around. Richmond attempting to clear, not quite able to get there. He'll try and hold on to it, and he will. Doing a good job to play against the physicality. Going back to take it will be his brother. They'll try and send this one up. Picking it up is the goal scorer carrier. He has two. This one will send Trenum into the corner. That was a hard hit. You can tell he was feeling that one. Richmond lays the body to hold on to the puck. Machado tumbles. Plenty of hits being laid out here. Doesn't matter where we are on the ice. 5:45 remains in the second period, and they'll choose to hold it there for a moment. Stollery waiting. They'll send this one around. Sending it all the way down the ice, and it looks like we'll be seeing an icing here as they won't quite be able to go off for a change yet. 5:33 on the clock.
Vikings just getting ahead by just a couple shots here, more than the Trojans, but still not able to get something between the bars.
In to take it, Zach Cox. Across from him, Jack Hamlin. This one gets put along the boards. Clark decides to send it in. Won't quite get all the way down as Hamley's there to pick it up. He'll cut inside with it. Decides to send this one for a changing Lamb, who doesn't realize the puck's coming his way. In the corner, gets chipped out. Long shot. Ooh, Moody didn't know where that one was, as it was Cox who nearly got a chance there. McLean leaving his net, Mike Smith style to clear the puck, as this one gets sent back in. Casey there to pick it up, puts it back into the opposite corner. Trojans forced to chase. This one centered. McLean didn't need to make the save there, as it ends up on the opposite side of his net. Bench getting in front of it, and Augustana narrows the lead as we have a bit closer of a hockey game here. 4-3 is your score.
McLean not looking too happy though after that got in the net, and who can blame him?
Scoring that one, Tavis Roche in the season series had 5 assists, no goals. He corrected that one there, burying it, making things a little bit closer. And this one ends up back down in the crease of McLean.
Little chit-chat as well. Looks pretty friendly, from afar at least.
Maybe talking about having a tea party.
Who knows? I don't know what these guys do in their spare time.
Sidaway forced out of the face-off circle. In to take it, Zach Huber. Just a touch under 5 minutes remain here in our second period. And it looks like Sidaway will be waved back into the face-off circle, where he will successfully win it. Huber there to take it. Chips this one on down. Ooh, this will be an interesting one, I think, to see what the call will be here as it ends up in Augustana's bench. It looks like we won't see a call on the play, though, as this one will just get sent back into the Trojan zone. In to take it, good Johnson. Sidaway, and we'll just be redoing things. Sidaway not waved out this time, as this one just gets dropped a little awkwardly and ends up bouncing in between the legs of Johnson. Leslie sending this one back in, where the Trojans will promptly recover it. Big hit in the corner, and we'll quickly see a hand in the air, as that one did not look good.
Looks like number 14, Reese Richmond, on the ground. A little slow to get up.
And a lot of yelling here, as we're seeing Ford just scream back at the pile there. We'll be seeing the Trojans get a power play from the resulting plays. We'll see what the call is here in a moment. That was a heavy hit in the corner, very similar to the one that we saw, I believe it was Trentham that hit, that put Good Johnson into the corner in that first period one, if my memory serves me correctly. Here, not quite the case. We'll see what the call ends up being as to whether, even how many minutes he could be spending in the boxes. Whenever we see these types of plays in the corner, it's always very interesting. And it is Good Johnson in the box as well.
Just about to say that. 2 minutes in the box.
2 minutes. Maybe a little bit of revenge for that first period hit.
Looks like a little bit of smiles exchange between Trentham and Roach as well as they skated by us.
Sure, they were friendly.
Probably talking about that tea party.
Probably. Machado sending it back out. Picked up by Clark. Clark walking this one in, sending it across ice. Trentham not quite able to grab it. He'll walk outside with it. Decides to send it into the corner. This one has Carrier sending it up to King. Across to Clark. Walking this one in. Likes the angle, tries the dangle. Doesn't quite work.
And Clark's one of those guys you need to be watching out for. Number 3 for goals in the ACAC. Just 2 goals behind RDP with 2 people holding 15 goals.
This one gets cleared down the ice. King not quite able to use that catcher's mitt. Holy, I struggled with that one.
You got there.
We got there. As that one ends up getting sent back up to Machado. Picked up by Carrier. He'll walk it in. Back outside to Clark. Long shot. Rebound was there, but it was picked up by the Vikings. Trentham sending it back outside for King. King doesn't like the shot. Sending it into the corner for Machado. Misses him by just a touch as he'll get it right back. Clark walks with it. Back to Machado. Likes the pass. Trentham not quite able to find it as it gets tipped wide. 44 seconds remain on the power play. Carrier in the corner with it. Gets chipped right by him. Trentham picking this one right up. Back to Carrier. Back up high to King. King holding the zone. Back to Carrier. He'll walk in with it. Back across ice to Clark. Won't be able to find him. Over to King. Long shot. Tipped a little bit too high. Trojans not quite able to capitalize. Trentham holding it off. Back to Machado. Back to the corner where King will pick it up. Machado. Long shot. Rebounds there. No one to grab it though. Didn't like what I was saying, apparently, as that chips right off the glass right in front of me.
Right to the face. Good thing for the glass, eh?
Oh, yeah. Clark there to pick it up. He'll send this one into the opposite corner where Casey will quickly grab it. Kane sending this one in. Huber there to pick it up. Tries to dangle to the outside. Takes the high shot right off the shoulder of Moody. Does an excellent job to cover that one right up.
2 minutes remaining in the second period.
Still tied.
4-3.
Still tied on shots as well. So far doing a really, really good job is both teams. Like you mentioned, Reese, all game long, the pressure has been there from both squads. Even when the Trojans have had that 2-goal lead that they just previously had, Augustana doing an excellent job keeping things even as both teams really wanting to give a step.
Absolutely. The Vikings are good at keeping the Trojans on their toes. Last thing they want to do is just let up just a little bit.
As this is the type of game that could come down to the last goal, not the first one, as this one ends up in the corner for Casey. Gets sent all the way down. Sidaway gets cleared. Hamley knocks him down. That one's a save by Moody. Picked up by Richmond. Walking with it. Ooh! Narrowly saved by Moody as that one he had to scramble for. Got just barely in front of it as it went a little high. Up on the rush is Augustana now. Long shot. McLean getting in front of it as a player collides with Andrew McLean and he is down.
Looks like McLean ended up on top of him as well.
Hopefully McLean's all right. Whenever a goalie gets run like that, whether it be on purpose or not, it's always a scary situation. He's quick to shake this one off. Very good to see. Doesn't look like we'll be seeing any penalties of any sort.
Nope.
As they'll just fix the netting. A couple of his teammates quick to check on McLean, but he'll return to his posts.
Looks like everybody kind of spread out a little bit. There wasn't too much of a rumble right there. You never know.
Yeah, McLean just having a conversation with the referee behind his net. I'm sure they'll be watching for more of that. Face-off will be sent outside of the Trojan zone. In to take it, Zach Cox. Opposite him will be Gajansen. This will be won by Cox. Sent back. Picking it up is Skolmoski as it's sent over. Nolan chipping this one inside. Chasing will be Smith, but he won't be the first one there. Sending it into the opposite corner as it'll find Stollery. Sending it all the way down the ice. There to pick it up will be Koch, who sends this one all the way down the ice. Johnson stopping it behind the goal as Skolmoski sends it up to Clark. Clark not quite able to clear as they walk around in their own zone here. Sending it over. Cox not quite able to get the steal. Sent back up high for Koch. Sent across. That'll be Stollery. Long shot. Not quite on goal as it'll get blocked as he will return into the offensive zone with the puck. This one sent outside. McLean using his stick to stop that one. Cox will send this one over the blue and clear this one for the Trojans. Up on the attack is Smith as they try and jump right back on it. Augustana, long shot inside. McLean scrambling, able to get in front of it and prevent a very near chance for Augustana. Long shot, McLean covering that one right up with an easy glove save.
9 seconds on the board as well. Good save by McLean. Last thing you ever want, at least as a goalie, is getting that shot in as time just ticks down second by second.
And I've been very impressed by McLean as well, as he has been very calm, very collected so far in this one. And those are two traits that you want out of your playoff starter. And he has been there for the Trojans when they've needed him. And he will have to if they want to walk out of here with a win.
I mean, Moody on the other side as well, making great saves too.
This one won by the Trojans and tied right up. They'll get held in the corner, and that'll do it for our second period here. Your score is 4-3. SAIT Trojans lead. As for our shots, still tied, 29-29. Both teams peppering each other's goalies as both defense tries to recover. Reese, what do you think of that period?
I mean, we definitely saw less time in the box. Hard to tell if that was a bit more of the ref's call or if that was just a little less physicality. We still saw quite a few big hits, though. Still very interesting. This game, a lot is up in the air here.
And I will say, I think I was wrong in that fact, as it definitely did calm down. One thing that I just wanted to point out, because it's always nice to see this type of stuff, Moody and McLean just quickly stopped for a quick conversation at center ice there, just probably sharing respect, as both goalies have had a stellar hockey game, and both goalies will have to continue to have one if they want a chance to win this one in just 15 minutes when the third period gets back underway. Hello and welcome back once again to Winsport. We have our third period just moments away here in between the SAIT Trojans and the Augustana Vikings, as of which currently the Trojans only up by 1 goal despite having multiple 2-goal leads throughout that second period, as we have seen plenty of goals throughout. Reese, what are you expecting heading into this one?
Well, you know what? I expect that physicality that we saw a bit in that first period to come back. It trickled down just a little bit in the second period. But you know what? We're going to continue, though, to see that fast-paced hockey that we've been seeing so much. A lot of really good saves from both McLean and Moody. So we'll see that probably stay relatively consistent. But, you know, somebody's got to walk away a loser.
And that's not something you normally see in these high-scoring playoff games. Normally, both of these goalies, maybe one's underperforming, maybe the nerves get to him. You can't say that for either of the goalies we have seen tonight. Both McLean and Moody, like you mentioned, have been stellar, making all the saves they possibly can make. Most of these goals have been pretty much unsavable, either breakaways, second chance efforts, whatever it is. It has resulted in a very, very interesting hockey game here, as things have been very high scoring despite some excellent, excellent goaltending. Both teams have returned to the ice here. We'll be right back with you at Puck Drop. Alrighty, we are just a minute away from getting things back underway here. McLean on one side, Moody on the other. Nothing has changed, yet so much is on the line as there is just 20 minutes remaining in this one. In the face-off circle to get us underway on one side, Zach Cox on the other will be Mans.
And we saw Corey King having a little bit of a chuckle as well as with the ref as he got ready. Got into position, ready to go. Not going to be as much time to chuckle and laugh, I'm sure, as soon as this game gets started.
A little bit more conversation. Doesn't look like chuckling, though, as they get underway, and the third period of action is underway. Trojans win the face-off. This one gets sent into the neutral zone. Cleared back down. Augustana picks it up. That one will get sent back up. Mans there to pick it up. Stolen by Manzucci, who quickly turns it over. Sending it across will be King. King sending it back. Richmond back over to King. Mazin. This one gets put in the corner. Quick to grab it will be Augustana despite the pressure. This one gets circled around. Lamb there to pick it up. He tries to center it, puts a little bit too much power on it as it goes all the way down, and we'll be getting our first icing call of our third period.
No shots on net just yet, but I expect that to change really soon.
This Augustana unit has now been out there for 42 seconds. Not too long, but not too short either. If they get pinned here, this could turn into a very long shift. Machado clears it outside, picking it up as Carrier. Back into the corner, Trenum putting it on goal. Moody didn't know where it was as it gets sent around. There to pick it up will be Smalsel, as it gets sent all the way across for Carey. Carey move into the offensive zone here, handing it off to Trenum. This one goes all the way down, where it is quickly picked up and centered. Richmond handing it off to Machado. This one gets sent all the way over. Carrier there to grab it, before Augustana quickly steals it and jumps up on the attack. Not quite an odd man rush, but it could turn into one. Doesn't look like it will. Trenum laying the body in the corner as this one quickly gets sent right into the netting for our second whistle so far.
Yeah, puck getting a little bit of airtime here. We've seen quite a few of those actually throughout the game, just trying to make their way into netting. Not quite what you want to be seeing, but the reason why the net's there.
Getting hit in the face by a puck is not fun. So I think a lot of people can be very, very happy the netting is indeed there.
Absolutely.
And it looks like Hamley might get waved out of the face-off circle here. He is not too happy about it. In to take it instead will be Phillips. Looks like the Trojans will now be waved out as both teams end up just pushing out their center. Huber sending this one back to his defenseman. There to pick it up, Skolmoski, as he walks up with it. Sees Clark up on the rush. He'll walk in with it. He's got the angle. This one bounces wide and all the way around. There to try and fight for it will be Smith as he'll get the steal. One too many defenders on him, though. It doesn't matter. He'll get it right back. Turning in And turn right back out as he tries to hold on to possession. Sending it down. It'll get quickly stolen, and we'll see them jump up on the rush. Hamley has it. Sending it right outside for Leslie, who picks that top left corner. And ladies and gentlemen, we have a tied up hockey game.
And what a shot that was as well. It looks like McLean lost a bit of track of that puck.
Very, very tough shot to save, as that one picked the top of top corners on that one. Excellent shot. As now things just got a lot more interesting. Tied shots, tied goals. 17:56 on the clock. This one is just getting better. Mans will win the faceoff back into his own zone. Augustana back to pick it up. As they try and go D to D here to try and set it up. He'll walk up with it. Big hit in the neutral zone and sent all the way down. Casey attempting to clear this one. Doesn't get too far though as it's sent right back down. In the corner, Casey once again. King on the attack. Sending it inside. As that was one of the Augustana forwards pounding in. Not quite able to get by the glove of McLean.
Yeah, good save there as well. I mean, and I can't forget that save by McLean last time where the puck just went flying off. Moody having a very similar save in the last period.
This one tipped in front. McLean gets in front of it. Ended up having to make an excellent rebound glove save as well. Momentum has been all Augustana since that goal.
Definitely a different feel to this period of the game in comparison to especially that first. Spending a lot more time in the Trojan zone.
Walking in with it. That one's going to miss wide. The Trojans try and jump up. Machado. Carrier with it. Nice dangle to the left, sending it all the way down to Trenum. Trenum handing it into Machado. Carrier's there. He'll bury. Oh, wait, he won't. Goal horn goes off. What just happened? We'll see Augustana on the rush. This one's blocked wide. I don't know what the heck just happened.
Man, and the people in the stands were on their feet as well.
A lot of booing after that one. Maybe getting the chance to bury it was Richmond, but that one just bounces wide. Not sure what happened there with the horn.
Looks like somebody was a little happy to press that button.
I was happy to start the goal call, but doesn't look like that'll be the case. Walking this one around. They'll send it up to Mish, who sends it deep. Off the stick of McLean. And back around. Johnson's there. Sidaway sends him spiraling. Skolmoski doing a good job to try and clear it. This one's sent all the way down, though. Kane tries to get it over the blue. Will get it, if only barely. Johnson touches it and will force a face-off right outside of the Trojan zone.
Yeah, 16 minutes left on the clock. 33 shots on goal for the Trojans, 32 for the Vikings. This game has been nothing but close.
In the face-off circle on one side, we've got Sidaway. Across from him, Hamley. Two big playmakers for both of their squads. It'll be Hamley who comes out on top on this one. They go D to D here. Kirk takes it. Long clearing shot into the offensive zone. McLean trying to stop it behind his goal. Not quite able to. Kane able to hold it along the boards with help of Sidaway. It'll get stolen by Skolmoski, sending it down. Skolmoski handing it off to Kane, who quickly loses this one as Leslie sends it into the offensive zone. It'll be cleared, sent up for Kane, who turns back. He'll send it all the way down for Huber, who decides to try and find Sidaway in the middle. The puck's there. Sidaway decides to just chip it in. He'll walk it in. Nice shot attempt. As it's sent up high, Leslie has it. He'll turn back with it. Long shot. Toe save. McLean's there. As he didn't need to make the second chance save, as it looks like we'll be getting a tripping call as the Trojans might be heading to the box. Or no, it'll end up being slashing.
Wasn't sure there. Zach Huber looked to take out some people, just slipping into them like bowling pins? I was going to say
That
bowling
applies.
balls. That's all right.
It's going to end up being, I believe that's Ryder Richmond heading to the box for this one.
And Ryder Richmond really leads the way for most minutes in the box, sitting currently at 60 minutes. I mean 62 after these next couple.
Trentham in the face-off circle here. Big penalty killer for this Trojan squad. Joining him out there, Casey Richmond, as well as Zach Cox. Cox will get it and try and clear it, and he will do so successfully, as Moody will have to go into the corner to go recover it, wasting down a little bit of clock on this power play. Trentham chasing. They'll try and keep Kirk on the outside. Looks like they will successfully. Skolmoski laying the body. This one ends up behind Richmond there to pick it up as it goes all the way down the ice, where Moody will go out of his crease to pick it up. Sending this one in. Kirk's there. He'll send this one all the way down. Big hit along the boards as this one's picked up behind the goal. He'll go D to D. Kirk's there. Long shot is tipped in front. No one for the second chance as the Trojans continue to just waste clock here on this penalty kill. Just a touch. Over a minute remains in it.
Yeah, Trojans seem to be throwing that puck right across the ice here. Happened, what, 3 times now? No icing calls just yet, though.
This one is sent all the way down as the Trojans do another excellent job clearing the puck, taking advantage of the fact that no icing can be called here. This one is grabbed. That's Mazzucci with it. He'll hold it inside the blue line. Excellent job on the penalty kill to try and hold the zone.
30 seconds remaining in the Vikings power play. Richmond is ready to get out of there.
As they jump up on the rush. Leslie long shot around. Carrier's there to try and grab it. Going D to D. Leslie has a chance. Nice shot. And a lot of shoving is going to come from this one. No surprise. Puck ends up in the net, but it came after the whistle as both Leslie and Bench end up at the bottom of the pile there. 11 seconds on the clock. McLean quick to clear the crease. Did not want to get stuck under another pile. 13:20 remains on the clock here. Both teams tied.
Taking a little bit of a breather here and getting ready to go. Richmond, 11 seconds left in his penalty.
Machado in the face-off circle here, not quite able to get the win. Back outside, cross to Leslie, likes the slap shot. McLean liked it better as that just bounces right off of his pad. Back into the offensive zone here for Augustana. That'll do it for the power play though. Richmond trying to jump up on the attack, won't quite be able to, has to go back to recover. 3 defensemen out there for the Trojans. Richmond quick to realize and he'll go off. Carrier walks in with it, sending it in front. Machado not quite able to get to the puck in time. In front, Carrier has it, chipped up. Ooh, near chance avoided as this one gets picked up by Carey. Quick to come back and grab it as Carrier. He'll rush up with it. Knows he has Clark, hands it right off. Clark rushing up, tries to find someone in front, no one there. As that one just gets chipped right on by the stick of Smith. We'll see a little bit of action right on the red line between these two teams. Things getting a bit more physical with 8 minutes gone. 12:24 left on the clock. Tied game. 4-4 is your score. As for shots, Trojans have 33, Vikings 36.
Ruff's just clearing a broken stick there on the ice. Not quite sure who that one belonged to.
We'll get things back underway here. Trentham in the face-off circle. Gudjonsson on the other side. Nolan will go into chase. Not quite able to get there first. Smith quick to jump back in. It's King and Roche fighting for it. Skolmonski's there, clearing it outside. Picked up. Nolan sending this one in for Smith. Smith handing it off for Trentham. As Trentham will walk with it. Long shot is blocked. Back outside for King. He'll like that one. Near chance. They'll get the second. Third won't quite get on goal. And we'll see a high sticking call. As that'll blow things on down. 11:50 remains. Both teams decide to change the personnel that they currently have out there.
You know, and it can't hurt. Once again, just trying to have that fresh feet, especially with a little bit of frustration coming out here. Let those guys blow it off on the bench. Well, not on that bench, but the other bench.
In the face-off circle now. We'll get ready to get things back underway. 11:50 still remains on the clock here in the third period as they start to try and clear things. Picking it, I'd say picking it up, but we'll get an icing call that stops things right on down, and we'll be sending the face-off right back to where it was last to see another repeat of that.
Yep, no picking it up, just putting it down, it looks like.
Sitaway's there, across from him will be Jack Hamlin. Had 25 points in the regular season. So the Trojans hold the zone. Rushing up with it will be Cox. He'll hold on to possession. Some good defense will cause him to lose it, though, as it gets sent back around. Sitaway's closest one to it. Richmond beats him there anyway. This one gets walked around by Cox as it gets held in the zone. They'll push up on the attack. Back outside. Carey back across to Richmond, who won't be able to get jump up on the attack. Here's a chance for Augustana. Leslie tried to center it. Wasn't quite able to find Phillips, and this one will be covered right up by McLean.
Yeah, 11 minutes remaining on the clock here. No goals in this period just yet.
Trojans clearly trying to plan things out a little bit here. This one's bounced inside. It'll end up going a little bit of wide of McLean. No second chance effort available there. This one bounces right on by. Richmond sending it up for Kane. Goes cross ice. Picking it up is King. Up on the attack. That one's blocked. None of the Trojans seem to know where it is. As this one sent on down, it looks like we might have a broken stick of some sort, as there is some sort of object in the middle of the ice.
It almost looked like a piece of somebody's glove or gear.
It could be. It
Hard
could
to
be a
tell.
neck guard or a mouth guard, I guess. Whoa! All right. That was very dangerous. The high sticking call probably would have negated it anyway, but that one just jumped right over and landed behind McLean. He was quick to spiral to make sure there's no chance in that one going in.
Well, and good catch as well. Looks like we were focused on the wrong end of the ice for that.
That's true. Yeah, maybe I shouldn't have been focusing on the mouth guard too much.
Yeah, not sure. It looked like a little big for a mouth guard.
It
but
did.
We will be left in
it
the
looked
dark.
clear, though. I wasn't too sure what that was.
I don't know.
On the other side, that'll get sent around. Back to pick it up will be Skolmonski. This one will get forced back into the corner. Carrier's there. It'll be Machado tipping it towards his own goal. Thankfully, Crisis avoided as that one gets sent out. Lamb's there to pick it up. He'll turn back with it. Carey trying to pin him in the corner. This one will get sent back up to the D. Walking with it, he'll send it back down. Mann's there to pick it up in the corner. He'll nearly get knocked off his feet. McLean's there to make the save, and Skolmonski is quick to jump on the rush. He's got Carrier with him, decides not to take the passing opportunity and just chip this one right on in. Moody decides to send it to his defenseman. It gets sent back around to where the Trojan isn't as Augustana jumps up on the rush. Johnson beats Machado and sends it into the offensive zone for them. Carey's there to pick it up as it gets sent on down. They go cross ice. Johnson on the attack. He'll choose to send it in on goal. It'll get tipped high and wide as the Trojans are quick to pick this one up. Richmond's there. He'll send this one up for Sidaway, who's on the attack. As this one will get whistled right on down. We'll see what the cause of it is. It might have been offside. That would be my best guess. And yeah, it looks like that will be the call here. Exactly 9 minutes to remain here. Shots have started to lean a little bit more towards Augustana after a couple nice chances, but McLean has stayed solid so far.
I know it's a little bit early to tell, but this could potentially be an overtime game. You never know.
Never say never, as this one's going to get whistled down right away and sent right back to the spot to redo that face-off. This one's sent around. Cross ice as it'll get picked up. Kirk sending this one down. McLean out of his net to play it. He'll send this one all the way around. Picked up. Walking in with it as they've got a chance here. He decides to hand it off. McLean easily moves to the side and makes the glove save.
Yeah, we're seeing both teams switch out who's on ice as well. Just getting some fresh sticks out there.
In the face-off circle will be Cox across from him, Georgette. One player much bigger than the other. Georgette will be the one waved out here, as Bench will be moved in to take on Cox. But it'll quickly get blown down once again for another infraction. It looks like we'll just be redoing things here. As this one gets just tipped around. Mazucci is there. He'll tip this one over to Casey. Sent up high. Clark's there to pick it up, and he'll jump up on the rush. He's not alone either as he passes this one across. Richmond with the chance, not able to bury it. Clark walking with it. He'll go cross ice. Mazucci! And an incredible save by Moody. Keeps us tied here late in the third period.
Yeah, it looks like neither team is all too happy, though. Refs just having to interfere. Not interfere. What is the word I'm looking for?
Intervene.
Intervene, not interfere. Thank you, Simon.
As the refs will check in with Moody here, who's keeping his head down, focused on the play. Clearly not too rattled by what just happened in front of him.
Well, and you can't let it get to you either.
Trentum getting ready to take the face off here. Across from him will be Mans as we wait for things to get back underway here. Trojans will quickly stop here to talk some strategy in the offensive zone here before getting called back into the face-off circle. Trentum will return to the spot as well as Mans to get things back underway with 8:19 on the clock. This one gets one into the corner. There to quickly pick it up will be Augustana. Trojans on the attack, though, as it gets sent back around. As they try and jump up on the rush, Trentum gets a stick in the lane, doing a good job to interfere on that one. King is there. Plenty of Trojans along the line there. Not many in the middle.
Ooh,
Augustana won't be able to take advantage. Trentum nearly had the odd man rush. Wasn't quite able to hold on to it. Will get sent back around. McLean decides to send it back where it came as Kane sends it back into the corner. As we'll see Casey pick it back up to get things back started. He'll walk it in himself. He's all alone. End to end. Ooh, centered it, just not able to find a home. As a great chance for the Trojans But now maybe a chance for Augustana. They'll try the long shot. McLean says no way and makes an easy glove save and takes a whack at Smith while at it. McLean, not the type of goalie you want to be in the crease of too often.
Yeah, and McLean making the smart move and just taking a couple steps back from all that. While we're on the topic of McLean, well, I did mention that he's in first place for the amount of saves in the ACAC. I didn't mention that he is sitting over 100 saves more than second place, sitting at 598 saves. Very impressive.
And McLean does not have the workload for someone who is of light heart. And he certainly does an excellent job with the amount that the Trojans occasionally will force him to do. As Kirk sends it around. McLean nearly had to make an athletic save there, but ends up going all the way down the ice, where Augustana will be forced to restart. 7 minutes on the clock here. Time continues to tick as the game continues to stay tied. Richmond sending it back across for Skolmoski, who turns back with it. Ooh, some nice edge work there by Skolmoski to hold on to the puck and send it on down. Sidaway using the body to hold on to it as he tries to turn back with it. We'll see Machado come in to help out his teammate. This one gets sent on around. Picking it up will be Augustana. Phillips will be the one to grab it. Handing it off to Hamley. Richmond's on him and he'll lay the body.
Big hit.
Timber. As Smith has to jump over a defender. This one's in high. Richmond makes the first save. Ooh, second one goes a little too high. Moody was way out of his net to make it. Richmond up on the chase to jump back up again. King forced to go back and maybe a chance for Augustana. Odd man rush. They'll send it wide. Long shot. McLean gets in front of it. No rebound. This one ends up back behind the goal. King playing strong defense.
Really
he'll get
fighting
pinned.
for possession.
Phillips walking in. McLean stays solid and able to stop that one the whole way as things continue to stay tied. The Trojans have asked a lot of McLean so far in this one, and he's been up to the task.
.549 on the board. Still very close in shots now with the Vikings just taking the lead. But still 4-4.
Mazucci sending it up for Tarentum. Sending it all the way down. Stollery on the attack. He's got the edge. Can he find someone in front? Not quite, as that one ends up just pitching right over the Trojans' net. Tarentum using the skate to tip that one forward. Long shot goes wide. As Zach Hawks will lift the stick to try and get an attack there. Wasn't quite able to get the steal. Ripley into Leslie. He'll lose possession as Mazucci clears. Up on the rush with him, he's got the captain. Mazucci over to Trenum. Not quite able to bury that one. It ends up back behind the goal. Cox will quickly grab it. He'll walk up with it. It ends up behind the goal. He'll go around. Sending this one back in will be Trenum. He'll go all the way around where Richmond won't be able to find it as the Trojans will be forced to restart things, but that does give them a chance to change.
Less than 5 minutes remaining. Time is ticking.
Richmond will try and clear it across here. He has Casey with him, decides to take the opportunity to pass it as Casey clears. Won't quite be able to find a Trojan with it though, as Augustana promptly grabs it, sends it right back. As that one ends up down the ice. They send it in towards the middle. Oh, huge hit! Sidaway responds as that was plenty of action there. Neither team really wanted to give an edge, whether that be in shots, whether that be in hits. Both teams quickly responding to everything that the other squads got.
Yeah, we've seen Roach kind of be on both sides of this a lot during this game.
Tyler Drader captaining that Trojans bench. He's been there since 2019-20, And he's done an excellent job at that so far in his tenure, going 45, 39, and 4 as a head coach in the regular season. Carey will send it around for Skolmoski. Machado sending it over for Carrier. Big hit. He'll knock Carrier down. Carrier's grabbing his face. We won't have a hand in the air, though, as it doesn't look like anything will come for it. Mish sending it forward. No one home, as Clark has to go into the corner to try and recover it. A lot of action as time continues to tick here.
Looks like Carrier just went and joined the rest of the group. Maybe he was just adjusting his helmet there a little bit.
Carrier, one tough customer staying out there after the hit. Kirk on the rush. That one goes wide. McLean makes the save anyways. Machado over to Carrier. Phillips laying the body. Kirk picking it back up. Sending it inside. Leslie. That one goes wide of McLean, as it'll be Carrier that goes to grab it. Long pass. Clark turning with it and will lose possession, as that was one of the better passes I've seen in a long while. This one's stolen. Trojans trying to start the breakout. Not quite able to, as that one goes back into their own zone. Richmond back to pick it up. They'll go all the way down the ice. Trentum's there. He'll lose possession of it and have to pick it up himself. Sending this one right on down, where it'll be quickly gloved right up by the goalie in between the pipes for the Vikings.
Yeah, both teams running out of time here, but one thing we do know is that they are not incapable of scoring quite a few goals in such a short amount of time. I mean, just take a look at the first few minutes of this game.
The floodgates have certainly closed, but that does not mean things cannot be reopened. As this face-off will take place just right of the posts that Moody currently occupies, as we get things back underway. This one gets cleared on down. Richmond's there. Tipped back up high as that one was swatted. Not quite swatted far enough. There to pick it up is Nolan. Coming out of the crease to make the save was Moody. Didn't quite have to, as that one got blocked. Re-entering the zone will be Augustana, centering it. That one goes wide. Trentum is there. He'll try and pin him in the corner as they try and hold the zone. It ends up getting just put a little bit wide. Trentum trying to hold it there. He gets sent out. Nolan ready for the block, as Smith gets ready to go too. That one gets hit into the boards. Richmond to Richmond. Goes back to Richmond.
Quite a few Richmonds on ice.
Quite a few. Sit away up on the rush. He'll manage to hold it back behind the goal. Doesn't have any help with him though, and wasn't quite able to do anything with it. Augustana trying to take advantage of the momentum they now have. Jumping up. First save, McLean made. The rebound just goes wide. Picking it up is King. He's got the step. Handing it off to Cox. He'll lose it. Maybe a bad chance here. Looks like the Trojans will end up getting knocked down. Thankfully, a couple forwards get back. Good save by McLean, sending it into the corner. Bench, sending it around. Mazzucci cross to Stollery. Long shot into the corner as they try and center it. Casey walking around with it. He'll try and send this one forward. That's back to take it is Smith. Cross to Stollery. He'll walk it in. 1 minute remains. Georgette puts it into the corner as this one will walk right around. Phillips is back to get it. Augustana will continue to hold the zone. Georgette's trying to send it around. He'll get hit down as Gajansen trying to hold the zone. Long slap shot gets put wide as this one continues to be held in the corner. They try and walk it around. Trying to clear it are the Trojans, but sure are they tired, as this has been one long shift. Skolmoski finally gets the steal, gets held in his own zone. Kane across to King. Maybe one last rush for the Trojans. Up on the attack, they'll send it in on the attack. This one goes wide. He'll get held there for a moment. Clock continues to tick. Kane sending it up high. One last shot. Richmond, top corner! 0.0! 1 second on the clock. The Trojans have got the buzzer beater.
Man, what a goal. Vikings looking defeated.
0.1 is all that is on the clock. And Augustana looks devastated.
I mean, who could blame them?
What a laser! And in all likelihood, the Trojans have taken game one and are heading to Augustana up 1-0 in the series.
Wow! The entire stands on their feet.
See you tomorrow, Augustana. We have ourselves a series.
Holy cow! Wow!
And what a game that was. Wow. Wow, indeed. I don't know if I have more words than that. Holy smokes.
Jeez.
5-4 is your final score. Augustana got more shots at the end of the day, 45, with McLean making 41 to get his first win of his ACAC career. On the other side, Augustana's goalie Moody had to make 33 saves in another impressive performance. Something to note, Augustana very quick to leave the ice, as we do normally have players of the game. It doesn't look like we're going to be getting him here. I'm kind of waiting to see if anything changes. Both teams are continuing to leave the ice, which more than likely means we will not be having that, which also means that we are done here, as that'll do it for us here tonight at Winsport. Final score once again, 5-4. Trojans getting the first win of this series, heading to Augustana up 1-0. We'll see what happens in the rest of that one. But as for tonight, I've been Simon Chaskovsky, joined by Reese Tenhove. Have a good one.
Have a good one.